Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm just double checking to make sure everything works. I think we're all good. Oh boy. Do I have a treat for you guys? I'm gonna full screen this actually because I think it's worth full screening. I got something really cool to show you guys. I got something really cool. I kind of wait until we get some people in here because I don't want to do this like grand reveal. This is it's really cool. Isn't that right, placeholder? Yeah, there's a reason it's currently nighttime. Because I've got something really cool to show. Just kind of waiting for someone to show up. Uh, well, I guess for the sake of the replay, I might as well show it now. I did some digging, and I've been diving into mCreator plugins, and I came across a plugin called Nerdy's Sky Render plugin. And with its power, I created a new command. /skybox. Boom. Check this out. Look at this. I turned cinematic camera on. Hold on one second. Where is cinematic camera? Camera, we'll do Y. Check this out. Look how beautiful this looks. Now, I will say, it is kind of obvious where the corners are. It's not too perfect. Like, I betcha I could place my cursor right about there. That is the upmost corner. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it looks even cooler if you're like up here at this stone platform. Like, just look at that, and you can see the world down below. Well, I guess if you're above the stone platform, so the world goes out of render. Imagine if we had like a parkour course up here, and this was all you could see around you. This is, like, sick. I'm so happy with how this turned out. And it's actually the main topic that I want to focus on today. Because today, I'd like to get a few more of these in-game. And maybe improve upon this one. This one was just kind of like a prototype, just to see like how good this would look. And I think it looks dope. This looks insane. On top of that, I've also added something really cool. Another thing that I've added really cool. I've added a couple of cool little things. I added, if I could get my hotbar back, a very special block called Void Out. This is a mechanic that I wanted to implement into the game for quite some time, and essentially, if I just place a bunch of these down, you'll see they all start turning to gray stained glass. They don't do anything other than that, but why'd they all disappear? Oh no, that's interesting. Now that's interesting. Functionally, they don't do anything. They just look. But if I switch myself to survival mode, you notice that they disappear. These blocks are still technically here. You can just kind of see their outline. But if I step into one, I receive a little bit of damage, and it teleports me back to my spawn point. Doesn't matter. That was weird. Yeah, it does a harder damage. Every time. I can't actually break these in survival, but in adventure mode, you obviously... What? That's just weird. Okay then. So it appears it's a work in progress. But the basic idea is simple. It's just like an invisible death plane or something. Not really sure. I think like a block-based method was probably best. But that's not the only thing I worked on. I made this cannon. The item texture is temporary. And it looks really cool. So this is a cannon. As you saw the little animation. This is just simply the base. Now, stepping on it doesn't do anything. But if you right-click it, it pops up. And then you can right-click it again to send it away. It's so cool. It's a really simple model. I was inspired off of Mario 64's cannons, which is why they've got like the octagon shape. I figured just something really simple. And you can actually look inside of it, which I think is also funny. But yeah. So this is just something really cool that I was working on earlier today. And of course, when you place it down, it kind of just chills. Now, I will say, if I put this on a transparent block, you can kind of see what's going on here with its animation. The model is just being moved below the ground, but it never actually goes away. So it's really cool. I really like how this turned out. It took me a while to get the model right, too. I had some texture issues. I think I've shown this off. It's just the cobblestone texture, but I made the cracks transparent. The idea is you'd be able to break these with ground pound, but I'm thinking I'm gonna make it so that way just like normal cobblestone can do that. So, because I don't like how that texture turned out. But yeah, this is the main thing I was working on. It's trying to get this to work, and it was a little bit complicated. I had to do some texture placements in the folders and code and stuff. So it wasn't like super straightforward, but it is really cool. And I do believe this works on any world. Oh, the letter froze. Leave a comment down below if you know what that means. Ooh. This is not the world I thought it was. Okay then. I do believe it works on anyone. Yeah, it does. Now, as you can see, with day-night cycle, it's kind of weird, which is why the other world was in night. And also, why am I on fast graphics? Smooth lighting. There we go. I max on a budget. I got so many dogs in this game. Also try Parkour Dropper 1 and 2. Yeah, if you missed this from the previous stream, I learned how to make custom splash texts. Later I would like to turn this Minecraft logo into custom logo as well. But that's a project for another time. Where is that cobblestone? I'm just gonna up and delete that. Because I don't like it. So. This is the PNG image that the skybox goes off of. If you don't know how skyboxes work, I'll kind of I'll pull up the plugin. I don't like doing this. I'll pull up the plugin though, so you guys can see. So this is the plugin, Nerdy's Sky Render. It's really cool. This was like uploaded a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, so it's like really new. But you can kind of see like what it does, and there's a couple of like procedures. But like this is the main thing. This is the aspect ratio, or I guess this is the template that you use, and then you can resize it however you like, which is why this is shaped like it is. And then, well, I guess I'm loading M Creator again. We can just close that. There's also fog manipulation as well, which I do plan on taking advantage of. Just I haven't set that up yet. So yeah, this is the plugin. Copy. If I go into stream settings, edit. Can I edit this midstream? Whoops, caps lock was on. I think I can save that. All right, I just put the link in the description. I do think that's important, just in case you guys want to. If you're familiar with M Creator and this is something that you've wanted to do, then it's like make a custom skybox. This plugin will show you. Didn't teach me everything though, so just keep that in mind. But I suppose we should get into the bulk of the stream. Now, there's one thing that I did kind of want to try out. So first things first, we are going to file save as space1. So this, I believe, is north, south, east, west, and then up and down. So what I would like to try is, let's see, do I have any good palettes? I don't think I do. I've got the GUI palette. Ooh, that's definitely one I want to try making. Yeah, why not? I could probably actually make this smaller. What would be a good size for this? Let's see if these are like 16, so that 16, 32, 60, 64 by 48, I think. Sixty-four by 48. Perfect. And then load toxic haze. And then we can do, why is that big? It's something I want to try out just to see what this looks like. What? That was weird. Just gonna add some dots just around. Ooh, actually, that's a better idea. Do I have... I've got a smudge tool. Let's make this as big as we can. That's gonna look really weird. It does different things. That's interesting. Maybe just not do that then. And just do something like that. I just want to see what this would look like, because I think this would be cool. Yeah, just something like that. While export. And then we will save that to not solar roller. Toxic sky. I'm actually going to undercase and also remove the space just for simplicity. Export. Don't save. Don't save. Then what I need to do is come to here. I need to remember how to do this first of all. Open workspace folder. Build resources, main, assets. We go to the mod, textures. Okay, and then now that I'm here, I open this again. Copy this, paste that there, and close. From here, I need to go to skybox. I think this is the one I need to duplicate. I need to duplicate this one. Toxic sky. Sky render. Copy that. Just so that's the same. And then duplicate that. Control V. And then we remove night sky from here. Add toxic sky. And then we do that. And then under here, toxic sky. And then we save. And that should be it. I just want to see how this looks. If this looks as weird as I think it will, this is going to be weird. Might have to add some stars. Definitely going to have to add some stars or some other noise. Ooh, maybe we could add like smokestacks or buildings that are like long radiated away or something. That'd be really cool. I think it's just gonna be, I don't know. Yeah, I do miss normal updates. I don't like the game drops. Yeah, sure they come more frequently, but they have less content, and I think the quality of the content is just not as good as it used to be, or as it has been in the past. Like, I miss normal updates. This is the wrong world. Let's go into normal testing world. All right. I'm gonna set this today. Skybox, toxic sky. Yeah, it's just about as. It's even easier to see where the corner is. Theory is correct. The higher up you go, and then eventually it just goes. It just goes completely yellow. Goodness me. Yeah, something a little bit more smooth would be really nice. But overall, I think this would work. It's just a radioactive wasteland down there. Don't want to fall, otherwise you die to radiation. I can see this working. I definitely have to smoothen out these edges, though. I think the top smoothed really well. Kind of. I don't know. Yeah, also try Into the Stars too. It's really cool. It's my other map. So yeah, that's just kind of like a test. Anyway, let's go back to space 1. Let me see if, actually, I downloaded a palette the other day. Hoping to use it for something else, but couldn't. Nope, no, there, this PC. Aquaverse. I wonder if I could make something really cool with this palette. I think I've got a couple of... Ooh. Now something with this palette would be just like crazy. Yeah, I'll go with my mic. So I'm actually gonna not save that and then cancel. New file, same size, load palette, cancel. I have it saved in here. Where'd it go? Moonlight. So what I'm thinking is we do an earthy like planet. How do I make this look good though? I have no idea how to make this look good. I think maybe doing that might be better. And then what we can do is just a thin line of blue. And a couple more thin lines. Maybe just kind of do something like that. That is not what I wanted. Can I create noise using... No, I cannot. Yeah, let's do a blur tool. That doesn't work. That also doesn't work. Cool. So I guess I just have to kind of like artificially create noise or something. Then using the jumble tool or the blur tool, smudge this around. No. It just looks like a blurry mess. Hmm. I can see this looking cool. Blur tool, if I brought you out. Just makes it like, I don't know what's a good way to do this. Obviously, like, doing it large scale is gonna be, I have to upscale this to like, I have to upscale it to this size. What color did I use for stars? Is that the same color? That is the same color. So maybe I should have less overall this color. Just up a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of this double line. I don't like it. I wish we do have a gradient. Oh. Oh, now that's interesting. I was gonna say, I could have sworn we had a gradient in here. That's gonna look much better. If I can get it to look good. Now let's wait till the upscale. I think that looks pretty good. I just need to like, it just needs to get smoothened, which that might be difficult. Oh no, I'm not an artist. So let me focus on like this smaller bit. Actually, I can kind of work on this. We add some bodies of water. And a couple of islands. Gonna have to use a different color for these. That's okay. I feel like I take it back. I feel like this would be easier. The planet itself was blue. And then we can add some islands. And some other planets. Some splotches represent different land. I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but now I know that these two sides connect really well. So I have to assume that whatever I do on this side, I kind of have to flip it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll use a lighter shade to kind of give us some island feel. I'm going to merge these two continents together. So that would connect to this corner. So I'm just going to make that one big giant island. And then this side, this bottom side connects to this side, but upside down. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna look like a giant Yoshi egg or something. So let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's gonna like start around about here and then come up like this. Then we just have like this ocean or something here. How close is that to that continent? So that wraps around like that. Do I have? No, I don't. I thought I had pixel perfect on. I think that's a good like start. And then we can just kind of like shade this a little bit, add some like forests. Just add a little bit more texture and noise to this. Make it nice and green. Now I know these skyboxes aren't going to be perfect. That's fine. I just wanted to like it's just it seems more interesting. Like a custom skybox would just be more interesting to me than like vanilla Minecraft skyboxes. I don't like those last ones. So these lighter colors are like mountain peaks. So I'm thinking like that corner, which is yeah, wrapped up nice like that. So I need more land over here. I could sneak like a little Among Us figure in there. Because I'm pretty sure that comes out like that. We could sneak an Among Us figure in. I think that'd be actually pretty funny. There's a little Among Us figure in every one of these skyboxes. You kind of want these like mostly. And for like the actual water itself, I think we need to add some like, we could add some darker colors around like the more like shaded. Just add some like, add just a little bit of noise, you know? So these are like, these water is just kind of like a little bit more interesting. Trying to keep like lighter sections closer to the land while the darker sections are kind of like in between. Kind of like that as like a hard line. I think that looks really good. Now the last thing I want to add are like clouds, as if this is like way high above the sky, but let's make them transparent. So it kind of like, or snow actually. Some snow would be really snow covered mountains. Maybe not. Maybe we just like leave it like this. And then we can put, no, I'm gonna save the stars for last. Because the stars need to be small. I think this turned out okay. This is a good start. Let's upscale it. So what's the size of this monster? So this thing is 256 by 1920. Nope. Sprite size. 2000. 1920. So that's a 4,000% increase. Yikes. That's pretty big. So now we can add even like more fine details. Although I definitely don't want to. Actually, I don't even think we need to go that big. If I just like increase that by 1,000, that should work pretty well. We can add like a little bit more, like we can smooth off some of these edges. Nah, I don't really like that. But now we can add stars. And I could use spray painting tool, but I don't really want to. I think this could look really cool. If done correctly. Alright. Now the last thing I would like to do is, do we have a smooth tool? That's a spray can, that's a hand tool, splice tool, gradient tool, curve tool, box tool. How obvious is that? Pretty obvious. Maybe I shouldn't have done the stars first. So let's undo all of that. And let me see what I can do about smoothing these lines. Doesn't make much of a difference, does it? So what if instead I took this color and just black the sky and then use the gradient tool on it. And to ensure I'm doing this as accurate as possible, ooh, that's pretty crispy. What I could even do is, nope, do that, do this, do that. Yeah, it's too bright. And then just do maybe a line thicker than that. Something like that. I think this could look really cool. So what I'm gonna do now, get the spray paint tool out. We'll just do 16. That's a lot. Two. Also still a lot. Just do 10. Ooh, that gives me a really cool idea. We could totally use that for something like a nebula. It's like a big collection of stars. Something like that. I hope that aligns. And just do a bunch of... Whoops. I think that could look really cool. I definitely want to do like a galaxy or like a spiral or something with that. That could be really cool. So the idea is we got like a watery planet down below. I don't even know if the skybox would work well with any of the levels that I've written down, but I would change the area in which these things appear. Yeah, just the spray speed. No, it definitely doesn't. That just makes a mess. I mean, just something gentle like that works. Just a light tap. With a spray painting tool. Let me just erase anything that splashed on outside. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. That's a line. That's not spray paint. That's a little bit too That look cool. Ooh, from like far away that looks really cool. From far away that looks really cool. I'm gonna save this. Where's the Star Jumper? Yeah, I want to replace that. I want to save that as is. And then I want to delete that. And then leave that there. Now. Oh, dude, on this with this shot from the like super zoomed out, that looks really cool. I've got low hopes for this, but you know, let's just give it our best shot. Let's just test it and see. Assets, Starmander, textures, paste. Space one. Then we just close that. Go back into skyboxes. Duplicate that. Space one, sky. And then we go into sky render. Duplicate that. Space one. Space one. Save that. Then I go into command. Save it. And then let's just see how it looks. I'm really nervous about this because it looks really cool on the it looks really cool on the small version. I don't know how well it's gonna look on the big screen, if you know what I mean. Oh boy, this could easily go horribly wrong. It could not work as well. I've seen that before. Ever seen a purple and black sky? That's what happens if I misname the file. I'm a fourth wall breaker, baby. Leave a comment down below if you recognize any of those custom splashes that I've set up, if you know the videos that they're from, because most of them are from videos. Okay, so we're in the toxic haze, / skybox, space 1. Ooh. If this was smoother... See what it looks like at midnight. Ooh. It definitely like dips down more so than I thought it would. That doesn't look too bad. I will say that the gradient looks pretty good. That doesn't look too bad, but I think the gradient needs to not be as extreme. And I also think that this section, like this planetary section, needs to not exist or something. Because it just, yeah. It just looks odd. But I think that looks really cool. Yeah, it's just, it's not as like flat as I thought it would be, which is kind of disappointing. Ooh, that's a good idea. So I don't have to like fly up into the sky every night. I mean, from the ground, it looks pretty cool. I will say, some spots are like a little bit weird, like it's very obvious where the corners are, which is kind of disappointing because I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I mean, except for maybe like bring the dark down a little bit more, use darker colors closer to the top. But like, ooh, that kind of looks really cool. Dev is you. That's not one I'm in. I'm actually gonna create a new world. Super flat, customize, presets, the void. Done. Game rules. Man, I really wish there was a preset for these. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. The only thing I need to do is just... turn off mouse fonts. And then we just create a new world. Let's see how it looks on a stone platform. So this actually kind of gives me some useful information. Unless you're like over the edge. Unless you're over the edge. That blue line is basically, that blue line and above is basically what you're going to see. So that is good to know. I do think that galaxy is really cool. I think if it was more on like, less on the corner, more of on like the flat wall, it could look really cool. But yeah, the planet idea just, it needs to either be smaller or lower. And I'm thinking it needs to be lower. I did a good, pretty good, other than that corner maybe. I did a pretty good job at cornering it. And this could work. The benefit of doing something like this is I don't have to build all of this. That's the main thing is like I'm going with the skyboxes, because it's like I want to have these like custom backdrops for the levels. But we need like something better than better than this. We can do some crazy things. But yeah, as far as like down here goes, there's kind of doesn't really matter if it's day or night. I mean, that galaxy does look pretty cool though. It just means that there's more work to be done. I do think that this was a good scale though. I wonder if there's like anything I could do to make this like... So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart. Same resolution. Same palette. So I'm gonna have the planet. Right, yeah. Purely down, whoops. Purely down at the bottom. Planet's gonna be purely at the bottom. And the rest is just gonna be sky. Hi Finn, welcome back. I got something to show you. Since you're the first person here, an hour in, you get the honor of seeing what I've been up to. Got something really cool to show you. It's kind of a work in progress, though. It's kind of what I've been experimenting, tinkering around, trying to get something to look nice. Let's go into this world. Eh. Switch that to default. So, this is a default night sky, as you might have seen. I've got a nifty little command here. That changes it. Max! My dog just walked in on me. I think this is really cool. I also drew this one. This one's pretty cool as well. I think this could use some more work, but I think it's a good concept. Looks even more wild if you go up, like, up into the sky. No, there's no moon. It removes the moon in the process. Kind of was going for like a planet down below, but it's way too obvious that it's just a bowl. I thought it would be less cube than it actually is. But the sky looks pretty. It's big. Yep, it's a skybox. We'll just set it back to the default. In case you don't know what the default looks like. Just all the way around. All the way up. It's kind of smooth. It's really cool. Oh, another thing that I made. I gotta show you the cannon. This thing is dope as well. I made this earlier today, not on stream. This was kind of like a side thing. But you right click it and it's got this really cool animation. It's really cool. It's a very simple cannon. I just textured it and then animated it. And then it triggers the animations on right click, which is really cool. How cool is that? And then with the skybox, kind of looks like a telescope. It's pretty sick. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And it just gets put away. You can take it a step further too. Give you a second. The cannon doesn't shoot anything as of yet. But, I mean, I've got a little cannon tank. It's a little tank with some treads, and I think it's really funny. I might include this as like an actual build. But the intended idea for this, for the cannon, is you would right-click it, it would pop up, it would open a map of locations nearby that you could visit. You would then pick one, and then, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I gotta do some sort of animation where the cannon shoots the player themselves. And then after the player gets shot out, they end up traveling to that level that they were aiming at. So the cannon's going to shoot the player. Well, even if there is an explosion, players got the element of fire to protect them. I'm not too worried about the technical side of things. So this is how you're going to be going from level to level. Is you'll have like a little mini world hub, whether it's like a spaceship or something, and there'll be this cannon block that you can interact with. By default, it'll look like this. And then whenever you want to go to a level, you just activate it. It'll give you a map, and then off you go. You teleport straight to that level. And then the cannon will reset after you leave. I think it's going to be really cool. I've definitely never done something like this before, with like a cannon. But I think it'd be really cool. And it just looks so cool. It looks so cool. Maybe with the night sky. Yeah, with the night sky, it looks pretty cool. Anyway. Goodbye, Apple. Windows is better anyway. So that's more or less what I've been working on this past couple of hours. So we are going to... So I'm just kind of like filling around with different skyboxes, trying to get something that looks cool. So this is the image that I just had displayed, minus the galaxy. I made a backup in case I wanted to revert this. So this is the skybox that we just saw with the galaxy. So looking at how that turned out, I kind of want to lower the darker bits to make it kind of harder to see where the corners. Do I want to update? Not really. No, it's 2 pixels there I missed. Okay, so let's see. I remember how to do this gradient tool. It needs to be upscaled. In which case, let's get the planet in place first. Just make a simple, generic planet. Some continents. My dog is barking in the background. Hi, Max. You've been acknowledged. Hi. I wish I had a webcam. I'd show you my dog. Oh yeah, I definitely plan on making a few volcano ones. I've got a ton of different palettes that I can make skyboxes with. I definitely want to make a few volcanoes. Fiery red sky. Quiet, dog. I'm in the middle of a stream. My dog. I love him. He's mostly a good boy. Now I'm looking at this, I think maybe a circle might be better. Aren't dogs just the best? Like, no joke. I love my dog so much. Whoops. He's a German Shepherd, which makes him even more fun to love. Let's see. He's a good boy. He's not like a mean dog or anything. He's about, I want to say like 3 feet tall. And about like 4 feet long, minus the tail. So he's a chunky boy. Oh goodness me. Okay, so those are the 4 middle pixels. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? No, it's definitely off. Is that the middle? I think that's the middle. Yeah, he's a big boy. I got a better idea. Let's do that. Control C, V. I think I just did the rest as space. I think that looks okay. Definitely want some more darker colors though. That's too much. There we go, that's pretty good. I don't mind that. All right, now we upscale this by 1,000. Hmm. Well, the robots have... I'm sorry? Will the robots have attack? Am I understanding that correctly? Will they have attacks?
Did you run up here? Yes.
Tag. Not sure what you're asking.
Hi.
Oh, tank. I mean, there's the blaster tank, for starters. We do have the blaster tank. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna go close my door. There we go. Everybody just got home from work or school. Thought I'd have more time. The robots will just kind of have robots. I mean, I could, in theory, design a robot transport. As like a spacecraft. I'm not sure. The robots will primarily have melee. They'll just have like weapons. The scrapper bots currently have pickaxes. The blaster tanks have got a cannon built into their chest, which is pretty intense. I do plan on making a turret. I also plan on making a few other robots, because I do want to kind of flesh out the bestiary a little bit more. More enemy types. There's one bot I have in mind that I want to do really soon, that I'm currently calling the Defender. And the basic idea of it is it has a shield, which when you hit it for the first time, it does no damage, but it breaks the shield. So then future hits can deal extra damage, or just deal damage in general. So the first hit basically does nothing. You have to get it to take damage before you go for like your main attack. So if you use an ability on it as your first attack, then you've just wasted an ability basically. And the cool thing about the Defender, I plan on making it so that way later tiers can actually regenerate their shield if you don't destroy them fast enough. So like the Elite and the Supreme variants, they'll have regenerating shields. So it's definitely an enemy you want to defeat quickly. Well, that's the thing. It's not even a boss. It's just a normal enemy type. It'll have like 10 HP at base, which with HP scaling means that the Supreme variant, which is the max level variant, will have 100 HP. Which the player should be able to drop in like 2 hits at full power. So it'll be a lot. Oh, that did just make me think. With how the player's damage scales, player in late game will have an easier time taking out a single enemy, being able to two-shot said enemy, than early game where they'll have to like 5-shot. So maybe that's something, maybe I should consider ramping that a little bit more. Maybe I should ramp that up some more. Because the player does like something crazy like 80 something damage at max power on a single hit. So maybe I should ramp up the HP a little bit more. But then again, like the blaster tank has 250 HP at the Supreme tier. And like 180 something at the Elite. So maybe it's fine that like the normal type enemies have you can like two-shot at later levels. It's kind of not the point. The bosses are gonna have way more HP. Which I do plan on making bosses. I've got currently like 5 of them written down. Not sure when we'll actually get to making the first one, but it's something that I would like to take care of fairly soon. I think this looks cool for now. I think what might be cool, let me see, do I have a palette that I could use to make the moon? I've got a cobblestone palette. Let's make the moon like over here or something. I want that to be a full circle. An assassin bot was an idea that I had. It's kind of like a low HP enemy, but does like a gajillion damage. So that is an idea to consider for the future. I definitely want to do more robots. The Scrapper Bot and the Blaster Tank are pretty cool. But I definitely need to get around to making some more. I don't think that's a half bad moon. Maybe the top could use a little bit less shading. As far as like robots destroying other robots, probably not. Maybe like a few bosses with some attacks just go crazy. Accidentally knock out some of their own. That's a pretty good moon. I like how that moon turned out. Makes me want to like do some more details on this planet. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool ideas. I mapped out, or I listed out all of my ideas for, like, as far as the levels go, and I'll kind of, like, list off a few of them. Um, let's see. We've got Maplewood Forest, we've got Tropical Town, we've got the Scrapper Bot Factory, Prismatic Pyramid, Waste Station, Celestial Void. I've got some interesting ideas for that level. Uh, what are some other good ones? Frost Ember Fortress, that's going to be insane. And these are just some of the different ideas. So it's like we're gonna have tons of different levels. Tons of different levels. They're all just gonna be like bonkers. So it's like we're going to like a nuclear waste plant. We're going to some crazy factories. Somehow that was even worse. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Just give this. The robots will probably end up dropping coins or something. Some simple collectible. And then the coins can be used to upgrade your weapon later on the road. You get a stack of coins and you'll be able to sharpen up your sword. That's actually a mechanic that's currently in the game. I think the damage goes up by 1, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see, attribute calculator. I do not remember how this works. Ah, here we go. The level of the sword times 2. Is it the B bonus? Oh, all robots will probably drop the same thing. I don't want to do specific mob drops for specific enemies anymore. It would just be a lot of work. But yeah, your damage increases by 1 per level. Your sweeping damage increases by 0.1. Critical hit multiplier by 0.2, and then your critical hit chance by 2. So per level. And then these are all the different swords. And then Earth gets some extra critical hit damage as well. I think that moon turned out really cool. I do think this Earth needs to be smoother and not as pixelated. I think something like this we should do more of. I mean, that planet looks pretty cool. Let's see, what other palettes do I have? YouTube is, so that's complicated. If you get lucky, it's not fun. I guess is what I could say. And the reason I say that is because like if you get like big and successful on YouTube, then like I genuinely don't see myself being happy if I were to have gotten big on YouTube. I enjoy just having like one other person in chat, just able to talk just one-on-one while I work on projects. Like what we're doing right now. It's just really nice for me. I do enjoy it, which is why I do stream. Because it gives me an opportunity to talk to new people. But if this was like, yeah, like you. Like Finn. Like Marty and like Pixel whenever they're in. They're not in right now. Pixel, I know why, but not sure about Marty. Probably just not available. But yeah, if I were like super big and super popular, then it wouldn't be as fun for me. I don't think so. I'll try making another planet. And we'll put it like somewhere around here. Is that a perfect circle? Doesn't look like a perfect circle. I think that's good. So now I have to do it again. Looks pretty nice. We can add some shading. Okay, company. Hello. When will I be live next? That's a good question. Maybe Monday at around about the same time. So this whole month of January, I've taken this entire month of January off of work just because I'm like stressed out and I need to rest and recover from the busyness that is work. So I'm going to be streaming a lot this month, I reckon. Definitely more so than normal. Just because I want to like rest and recover my body. And streaming's kind of like therapy for me in a way. Where it's like I can just sit down, do some fun tasks, have a dog walk in on me while I'm in the middle of a stream. It's great. Do I do one more darker color? Hi, Max. I think I do. Basically anything that's like not the border. Oops. Oh, I'm not even using line. There we go. No, considering I just threw that together, just a random palette I picked, I think that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty good. Do I do like a ring? Ooh, that might be a difficult ask. I could. What should the ring look like? Maybe something like a pink almost. Let's see. If I just do like that. And just do something simple. That looks okay. Gonna make it like a little bit bigger. Maybe I should make it bigger from the get-go. There we go. And then select. Then we can rotate it. Something that looks decent. Something with not a lot of jagged lines. Yeah, it looks good. Then we just... The question is, how much of that is actually... Whoops. What if I shrank it down a little bit? Maybe red-orange. What, like the border? I'm worried it's gonna, like, blend in too much. We'll try. I'm also gonna do it thinner this time. Let's try with this. Let's see how this looks. I think I'm overcomplicating this. Could just, like, freestyle it. That's what, hold on, that's what I think it's missing. It's not thick enough. If I made it thicker and then rotated it. And then, like, we erased that part. Definitely erased too much. So let's see. About like that. It's like 1 or 2 more pixels off of the side. Whoops, I accidentally brought part of it with it. And that's just like throwing me off. Perfect. Fit like a glove. And then maybe do like a more orange color in like the middle. Or on like the inner layer. How does that look? That's pretty cool. We just got like a little planet. That's pretty cool. Ooh, good idea. Good idea. We need some space rocks in here. Some like asteroids and stuff. What would be a good palette for those? There's something I should burn. Let's go something. Let's go the darker gray colors. Probably just a noise field. That's too much noise. And we can just replace some of these with like darker colors. Like little clusters of rocks. And it's gonna look really cool once. I feel like I should try. Hold on. Let me see if I still have it. Do I still have cutscenes? I do. It's not as clean cut as an image though. I drew this galaxy a while ago. How big is it? Oh, it's not actually that big. It also has some purple stars in it as well. I like that idea. So if I just plop that in there, grab this color, and boom. Check that out. How cool is that? I also want to grab some of these purples and just like very gently, that's too much. Very gently add some purple. Just like, not a ton, but just like some. Just to have a different color. I also want to implement that gas. Those gas clouds that I had. Definitely some up here as well. Now what's really cool is this will be on the north side. That'll be on the north side of the skybox. So whenever the player is facing north, they will see it. Gonna brighten some of these stars a little bit. Some of these extra ones. Yeah, we got some weird lines over here. Load palette. That's the wrong button. Where is it? Moonlight. Ooh, yeah, a shooting star. A shooting star might be too small to do on the scale, but I'll add one in just to see what that'll look like. Yeah, that galaxy looks dope. I love how that looks. This side needs some love. So why don't we put a shooting star over here? Ooh, and I do have a shooting star as well. Where is it? Documents, Sprite. I've got this image. Oh, this is going to be way too small. This is going to be way too small. Because this is only 16. That's only going to be 16. What I could do is let me cook. Let me cook. If I go to here and to here. Okay. This was made using the same palette. Whoops. Thank goodness for the undo button. Otherwise, that would have just screwed me over, basically. Let's see, what am I trying to do? We'll get rid of all these, like, white dots, and then like these tree designs, these were like little mini trees that I drew because I wanted to make some like 16 by 16 drawings. Look at that, you got like a little planet. Definitely want to make a bigger comet though. We'll put it right there. Let's see. Let me look at this one. Yeah, it's just kind of like, it just kind of fades out. Whoops. I need a light color. There we go. I think this looks cool. I feel like we need something up here. We need another planet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this. Can I turn this into a brush or into a stamp? I guess I can just Control C, Control V. And just like wherever I feel like placing. Ooh, station. Well, okay, so something like that I feel like would actually be better as like an actual build in the skybox, because I can do a lot more detail with it. This is just like backdrop. It's not a bad idea, but a space station would be pretty cool. I feel like I can definitely make some like space stations in game that would not look too out of place. I do kind of want to make another planet, though. Let's see. Do I make one out of Artemis? The Game Boy planet. Ooh, a snow planet. That might be cool. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Max has returned. And he's gone again. That does look a little bit noisy, doesn't it? If I smoothed out all of the darker bits. I think that looks okay. Maybe it needs, whoops, it needs more snow. Ice, yes, frozen planet. Ooh, I can see an idea. Frozen planet and a little moon. All right, I'm very curious to see how this looks. Yeah, frozen moon. Do that one as space 2. I'm very curious to see how this looks. My theory is that the planet isn't going to look, this big one isn't going to look as good. Might just consider just turning that into just space. But now that we have that exported, we can copy. And then we can go into mCreator. I should really have this bookmarked. Build, resources, main, assets, Starmender, textures, paste. Space 2. And then we go into skyboxes. I'm going to duplicate this. Space 2. I need to go into here. Save that for now. Do that. Switch that. It's a little bit of work, but it's not that bad. My poor dog is whining. I want to see how this looks. This could look really cool. I'm very nervous. Something about seeing what this looks like at full screen is nerve-wracking. I think it's gonna be. I think it'll look good. I think it'll look good. MLG skills required. Yeah, let's go into sky test. I made this world specifically because it's a void world and I can just see the sky. So this is space 1. This was the original one. Which I think, yeah, I'm gonna cut this one out. Skybox, space 2. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. That looks nice. That looks nice. That you can't really see. Unless you're on the ground. That's also cool. I don't like that these two comets are right next to each other. Gotta fix that out. This entire side is just completely empty, it seems. And then we just got, like, plants up there. That looks really cool. I like how that looks. And then that also looks really cool. But yeah, like, I don't like how that overlaps there. I think I would... I don't mind how it looks. I think I just need to shrink it. And then there's that there. That kind of looks cool. What do you think? Yeah, it definitely looks really cool. I feel like we need more in this corner. We just need more stuff. But like, yeah, because of the colors, it's kind of hard to see where the edge actually is. For both like the top and the bottom. Like, you can obviously tell that's on top and that's on the wall. But like, as far as like where the actual corner is, it's really hard to tell. I like it. I think I might just stick with like this color of sky or something. That looks really cool. That turned out really nice. I feel like a painter now. Is this what painting feels like? I don't know how I feel about the little asteroid rocks there. I think I might remove those. But yeah, like this needs more love. There's like nothing out here. That rock planet, or that moon, turned out really nice. Why did I say rock planet? The Earth below. Only really, like... Yeah, I'll probably just end up removing that and just replacing it with just more space. But yeah, I really like how it glows. And if I set it today, it doesn't really change anything other than, like, the blocks around you. But yeah, this is really cool. I really like how this turned out. I'm definitely gonna tinker around with it more. But this looks so sick. Imagine if this is like... Imagine if this was like the World Hub or something. And it's just like every time you complete a level, you come back to this. How cool would that be? And then you got the cannon that shoots off. Actually, I can make it so that way it faces the galaxy. We're on the moon! So cool! I love this. Like 2 years ago, I think it was it was 3 years ago now. I did a map called Into the Stars 2, which was basically like Mario Galaxy. If I had this technology back then, I would be like freaking out. This is so sick. I really like how this turned out. I want to see, like, how did some of the robots look? Yeah, these are the robots. It definitely looks a little bit odd. They do kind of feel out of place. Let me get a sword to clean these guys up. What's the crit chance on this? 20% chance? Okay. Also, have you seen this sword yet? This sword was like the better part of an afternoon to make. Yeah, so right now we've got the scrapper bot. I'll show you all of them. We've got the scrapper bot, the advanced scrapper bot, the elite, and then the supreme. So these are all the scrapper bots. This is one enemy type. The only difference between all of these is that their stats are changed. The supreme move faster and have way more HP. The advanced ones inflict radiation damage, which is just basically poison. Give me fire. Hey, I need more damage. I need more damage. I need more damage. Okay, there we go. Oh, you like that little action? You like that? Did I just see some Z fighting on the blade? No, I didn't. Okay, I was just losing my mind. This is the Omega Blade, by the way. It's a sword that can change properties to match the elements. And it stacks. So I can have fire and fire. Or fire and earth. Or earth and wind. Or earth and earth. Yeah, each different sword has like different perk. So Fire Blade lights mobs on fire, automatic. Earth increases your crits and sweeping damage. Wind, I think, yeah, it launches mobs into the air. And then water, I think, short circuits, which short circuit is basically just a stun. It keeps the mobs from moving, mostly. Ow. Give me a sword. So yeah, that's how that works. So that's the scrapper bot. So that's blaster tank, basic. And then this is the other enemy type. This is the blaster tank. He's a big boy. He's also super beefy. As I said earlier, he's got the basic one has 25 HP. It's the advanced version. We got the elite. And then the supreme. And just look at that cannon. I designed these guys on live stream a while back. So this is the other enemy type that's currently in the game. And I'm gonna set it to peaceful and set it back, because these guys are a pain in the neck to fight. Because they do a ton of damage and a ton of knockback. And I just lost all my stuff. Yeah, that just sent me clean over the edge. That's interesting. I should put game rule Keep inventory. True. This guy's a little bit more tanky. And I think the Elite and Supreme are currently bugged. Nope, they're not bugged. Although that first explosion... That first explosion was nasty. And he's gone. Into space you go. And then this guy, the Supreme, he's got bugged projectiles as well. Except they do a ton of damage when they do hit. Ow. Yeah, this guy's nuts. This is me trying to fight him without elemental powers, by the way. There he goes. And he's gone. He just disappears through the planet. It's funny. Let's just keep it at nighttime. So yeah, those are all the mobs. And then I have this one. Which, this one was a test mob. But the basic idea is this is a functioning platform. And currently it doesn't work. But my hope for this was I could place water and then the platform would move. Which, that itself works. But the player doesn't move with it, which is a real shame. And I tried a whole bunch of different things to try to get it to work. And I just couldn't. So, he's currently unfinished. I don't know if I'm going to get him working. Oh, and then there's this one. This is a thermal generator. This is what you kill to beat a level. It gives you a blaze star. It doesn't do anything other than that. Did I implement the new model? I still haven't implemented the new model yet. So yeah, that's basically what I've done so far. It's not a whole lot yet. Definitely want to add some more robots. Definitely. And then I have these. Oh, I forgot the game off light. I'm thinking I might switch these back to copper. I might switch these back to copper because I made 4 different variants of this coin. And the cool thing is if you're in adventure mode, they automatically just get added to your inventory if you walk over them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this skybox is sick. I really like how this turned out. I feel like the galaxy should be a little bit higher. But yeah, definitely want to work on this a little bit more. Somebody tried using them to make a burger. I love those splash screens so much. I think I had there's 20 of them I added. Yeah, this space needs some more space. I'm gonna erase that comment, and then we're just gonna leave that blank for now. Probably wouldn't do a copper robot. Just don't know. So let's just get rid of this planet. And we'll just fill this with more space, I feel like is the best play. Find something else to put down there. Ooh, maybe like a black hole. I call this one a black hole. Raps Grug. So yeah, bring in the dots. Bring in the star dots. Space dots. I call this one a black hole. Now, I saw in the world there was a 2-dot column. Or a 2-dot spot. I'm wondering where that was. Where there was 2 dots next to each other, I saw. I don't want that. So if I can find it. It was definitely near like the middle, if not the bottom. Just where was it? Where was it? Maybe it was near the top. I mean, well, I found that. That spot. That was a little bit weird. Ah, here. That's one of them. I thought it was vertical, though, the one that I saw. There's a purple dot there. That can get erased. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so we'll just delete one of those. I do think this looks really cool. Looks really cool in game. There's a ton of stars here, so I'm just gonna erase a few more. Oh, there's another horizontal one. I'm gonna be finding those for like, I'm gonna be looking for those like forever. There's a purple version. Does not rhyme with Grug. So you're familiar with that meme? I really hope he's done making rhymes with Grug videos. I really hope. I'll keep watching him if he keeps making them, but I hope he's done. I don't think I need to go as crazy with stars down at the lower hemisphere. Just because they're not really going to get seen. I'm going to move this moon. I'm going to move him up here. And I'm going to fill this in. Not with that color. Because I need something in this corner anyway. And it was like barely visible on that scale. So just something there. Maybe if we just had like some smaller planets, some like little green one. Just a little something like that. Just something else other than just stars everywhere. Ooh. This gas could be really cool. That's a solid, so that's that. Dr. Pepper. I've named this piece The channel analytics. What was that? That was in my cutscene. So 6. And I know what that is. A circle. Hmm. Kind of don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. No idea. Maybe I'll do something like that as like a different idea or something. I don't know. Do I have like any more? Oh, we have this. We have this asset. I do like how that galaxy turned out though. Maybe I could do like a smaller one. Control C, V, and then just like shrunk it down. And then just like stick it like up here or something. And then rotate it. And something like that. And maybe change its colors. It would be a good color. Ooh, like a purple. Maybe. That almost looks like a brown. Something like that. That's kind of cool. Purple galaxy. purple galaxy! It looks cool! What else could I do? Let's see. Let me look to the Googlers and see if I can't find anything that'd be cool. Other than like planets and galaxies. Ooh. Yeah, that's an idea. I'm gonna stick it right here. I need something like right. Oh, it looks good rather than good. That's funny.
I just saw a video that says that whatever was your number one movie, whatever was the
There
number
we
one
go.
movie when you were 10 years old is how year 2026 is going to go for you.
I already know what mine is.
Whose is mine?
No, you weren't born in 2020.
No,
2016.
when I was 10
I'm not
years
sure what's
old.
going on in the background.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I got Toy Story 3.
That's so much fun!
I know. I know. Sam got Iron Man 3.
That's actually not
Actually, it is kind of bad because Tony Stark lost everything.
Excuse me.
Because Tony Stark lost his mansion, and lost his suits, and he was...
Can you at least close the door first? Thank you. They're talking nonsense out in the hallway, and I'm trying to stream here. I just want peace in my time. No. None of that. None of that.
Yeah, and he got the last. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be so bad. So is it gonna be how it is mentally?
I don't want to answer the
I feel like it's mentally.
Yeah, something like that. What do you think? Nice little bright star. Reminds me of the Christmas star. That looks really cool. I could be tinkering at this for like hours. Just adding new things to this. And this is only just like one skybox. I've got a whole bunch of others that I would like to do. There's just so many really cool things that we can do now with skyboxes. It's just really cool. Where's some other things? Let's see. What other palettes do I have? I should just like start looking for like weird palettes online. Let's go download Aquaverse. This was a palette I downloaded the other day. I got a pretty cool idea for it. Something like that. Maybe that. Let me cook. Let me cook. Did I make this? I did. I made this wrong. Is that what? Oh. Oh, I see what's wrong with it. That needs to be one more over. There we go. Now that's even. Let me cook. Yep. I hear it rhymes with grug. Hmm. What do you think? And it obviously needs some touch-ups. Just turn it all space blue. So I've seen in like science videos these things called quasars, and they look kind of like they're mainly just like it's mainly just like a galaxy with a supermassive black hole in the middle that's just like spewing out jets that form like these like mushroom clouds basically over the galaxies. That's kind of what I was going for, something like that. I think that looks really cool though. Might make a few more of those. I think that looks dope. Add another little planet here while we have this palette. Little planetoid. Oid. Something there. There's just so much empty space. So much empty space. Maybe I should just leave it at this. Make the sun. I don't know. I kind of don't want the sun. Maybe I'd do like another star though. Just something simple, something small. Something like that. I do like this palette. This palette looks really nice. Something like that. All right, let's get it in game. We will copy workspace. I'm just gonna replace the one that's currently in there. Yep, that worked. So that way I don't have to change any code. We'll see how this looks. I definitely want to do more of these like skybox streams later this month, but I feel like we can just get one down. One that looks really cool. Got a lot of details, a lot of really cool stuff. We can make some more at a later time. We can make more as we need to make more. If that makes sense, because we're going to be making some levels. Ooh, that looks nice. That looks nice. That looks nice. This corner looks a lot less empty. I mean, like, obviously, like, the galaxy dominates, but, like, yeah, there's more. There's the quasar. And then there's no ugly planet at the bottom. This looks dope. I don't know about you, but I'm quite happy with how this turned out. This is really cool. And I love that it's like pixel art. You know, you look at Minecraft modded and... oh, 2026. You look at Minecraft modded and you see all these like high definition, ultra realistic skyboxes and stuff. This is just a lot more simple. You know, this is just this pixel art. It's a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, that's cool. And then you can just fall and chill in space until you die. I think this turned out really cool. I'm gonna have to send some screenshots to my friend Johnny. Or maybe I can just get him to watch the stream. I don't know. I can't stop staring at it. It's just so beautiful. It's beautiful! Yeah, that galaxy turned out really cool. I really like how that fits. It's just so nice. Whee! And then you can just spin and spin. It's nothing really down the bottom. I'm getting much sick. Yeah, I think everything else, everything just, it looks really nice. I like that it's pixel art too. I think it's like a really nice touch. I think this is... I don't know what more it needs. I think it's just good as it is. Maybe something else up on the ceiling. But like, then again, I don't want to do too much because then it's just gonna take away from like the actual levels that are going in here. Yeah, when you compare it to the default with the moon, it just doesn't look that good. And when you compare it to Night Sky 1, yeah, the planet just doesn't look that good. Skybox 1 doesn't look too bad. Or Space 1 doesn't look too bad. And we just got the toxic sky. Very yellow. Definitely want to redo this one, add some actual details. This was just a test, just to see what it would look like. And then there's Night Sky, which looks nice. I think it looks really cool. And then we've got the cannon, which also looks really cool. And totally doesn't look like a telescope at all. If you don't think about it too hard. I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. This one's definitely my favorite. I like this one. I think I'll be using it a lot. I think I'm gonna wrap things up today. Finn, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. I really like how this skybox turned out. I like chatting. It's nice. And yeah. This cannon looks really cool. I like how the cannon turned out. And I just gone. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in another video. And by the way, I call this the end of the stream. Right, scrub. I had to, it was too perfect. I got a good day. Right, scrub. Oh, yeah. What have I done? Why did I bring up Grog? Alrighty then. It's been fun. I'll see you later.